We're just gonna go for it. Here we go. What's up, everyone? It's America Plus. I'm your host, Cole McCormick. It's another week, another episode. What's going on, everybody? Whoa, we made it to another week, folks. It's Sunday, October 8th. What's going on? Woohoo! You made it. Welcome one, welcome all to another exciting episode of America Plus. This week's real special. I said it was going to be one thing, but now it's going to be another thing. I originally said it was going to be an interview. I wasn't able to get an interview, so I'm very sorry about that. We're focusing on my creativity. I'm talking about my movie this week. If I'm not able to interview an artist, I will then speak on my art. Okay? So that's the failure this week. This week is I've met a number of just a string of bad luck, failures on the podcast side, just like didn't get this interview. That's really like my own fault. But that's really like just not my biggest problem. It's really not a problem at all because last night something a lot more terrible happened. I mean, horrible, not terrible, annoying, not life-threatening. So I'm working all day long yesterday, right? Full 8-hour shift in the kitchen, chopping potatoes, doing my thing, making cheese sauce. And on Saturdays, I work in Pasadena, California. On Saturdays, I park on the road because it's free parking. The garage that I usually park in is like $7 on Saturday. I don't want to pay the $7, so I park on the road. And last night, I'm walking to my car. It's like 8 o'clock at night. And Pasadena, it's like a nice area. Like you wouldn't really expect like a lot of crime to happen, but you know, for my car specifically, my situation, my windows have been broken for a while, like years. Like the windows just haven't been rolling up. So I've had these windows down for multiple years during the pandemic, and the car's just been falling apart. This beautiful 2000 Buick of mine has been just slowly degrading, and last night I get to it and I noticed that my sun shields, like my sun visor is down. And I'm like, that's weird. And then as soon as I open the car door, I see a bunch of my shit just everywhere, just scattered everywhere, dirtier than usual. Tools that I use to like replace some brakes are like in spots that I knew were in a different spot, but now they're in the front seat. And the fucking front side of this front bottom side of my steering wheel is like broken off. I'm not sure what they were trying to do. They might have been trying to hot rod my car. They might have been trying to steal my car. They might have been trying to just steal a part. They might have been trying to steal. I don't know what they were trying to do. But I'm looking around and just, the shit's popped off. Like my car's not working. I turn the ignition on. I'm able to put the key in. The lights turn on, so like the electricity is fine, but then I turn the key and the engine doesn't start. Like it doesn't start at all. Something's disconnected. I'm not sure if that means it's the car starter. I don't know what that is connected to, but last night I literally approached my car that had been vandalized, and now I don't have a car. And it's like, what the fuck? And I'm laughing it off. I'm trying to like be good with it. I'm trying to be America Plus with it. I'm trying to just not have it affect me, man. But it is, dude. It is affecting me because you need a car in LA. You need a car in LA. If you don't have a car in LA, then you're struggling more. Like you're already struggling with the car, but you're struggling immensely more without a car. So we're gonna be okay though. I'm keeping positive thoughts. So add that on to this me failing with no interview, no value for value interview with a cool artist. The person I reached out to, I did reach out to someone, they just didn't respond to me. So like the solution for getting interviews is to just have a wider net of asking things, because I really just asked one person this week expecting they would say yes, because the last 2 times that happened, it worked. So now I just I should absolutely ask more people who might be interested in talking to me, because then at least one of them will say yes. And I said the interviews would be like once a month, maybe. I do want to have more consistent interviews. I want to have more interviews when it's just me solo. Like that's okay, but I do see a path where the show is evolving to be more me talking to people, more me trying to talk to people about innovation, about better systems, about healthier systems, you know. So, I'm sorry I don't have an interview this week, but you know, there's a lot more shit going on and I'm just trying to express myself because of this stupid trauma that I've experienced. I just want to express myself. I want to focus on my creativity. I want to focus on just what I can control, you know, because I really can't control someone breaking into my car and totally just destroying it. I'm not sure what I'll do with the car now. I think I got to get it towed. Maybe I should just sell it for parts. I should just scrap it. I could potentially sell it to a scrapyard and get that money. I'm not sure how much, but I could get some sort of money, and then I could, if it were to come to a new vehicle, I could go to like some cheap government auction where they sell off like old cars where their bills weren't paid or whatever. I could potentially bid on one of those cars, but if that's the real solution, I don't know. I would rather just fix my current car, but I don't know what the problem is. So the pictures are up. If you're looking at the photos, if you know anything about cars, if you have any inkling into what might have happened, please help me. I didn't call the cops. Why would I call the cops? LA cops, they can't. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm not sure what they can do when like the car was unlocked, first of all. So they did break something, but I don't know what they broke. Are the cops going to be able to know what I broke or what they broke? Will the cops know the car? Like, it's a pretty old car. It's a 20-plus-year-old car. The cops now, like, every cop is, like, the same age as my car. Will they even know what the ignition is? Do these cops know what a key is? They're all driving with push to start. I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks. I wish I had a lesson, you know. I'm trying to open my heart up to the lesson, you know. Crime is on the rise here in the States. So maybe this is just a part of the wave. You know, I'm just a victim to my environment. But I don't want to think like a victim. I don't want to be a victim. Even though I am. Even though I definitely don't have a car. It's stuck in the same parking spot. I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with it. So if you have any suggestions, please please comment. Please let me know what I should be doing. If not, then I'm just getting rid of my car that I've had since 2017. So sad face. I bought this car from a nice grandma, like a week before I moved out to LA. So it was almost a romantic story. Or maybe it is a romantic story. Maybe it just broke. It just got to that parking spot was its final parking place. Maybe there is some real romance there. But regardless, I digress. So I'm in a little bit of a bum mood right now, guys. But I continue to bring the art. I continue to bring good energy because even in the midst of chaos, I can still do something good. I can still bring some sort of good information. And we can still celebrate. We can still celebrate art. We can celebrate the good things in life. And when it comes to me making my movie, my short film, Magic Mushroom Fun Time, I just want to give everyone like a longer update on what's been going on. I got the video up. This episode is a new episode where I have video. So if you want to check out the video, if you're watching the video right now on my Twitter, on my X, like congratulations. If you're listening to the podcast and you want to watch the video, go to my Twitter, go to my X. I think I'm putting the videos up exclusively there. Not exclusively. Maybe they'll go up other places. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to do more video. I'm trying to expand myself, which was not planned, by the way. Like right after I got broken into, I really just was like, okay, I need to like do better artistically. I need to do more. I need to do this. I need to go over here. I need to buy this. Like when I'm in crisis mode, it's almost like I'm in like, I need to like add mode. I need to add something to my life to be better. But that's not smart, you know? What's smart is like I need to like focus on the balance. focus on what I can control, and focus on keeping my heart open, keeping my heart balanced, keeping my energy balanced. And that happens through just listening to elders, you know. I want to play a clip real quick of an artist that I love who I'm just looking at. I've been a fan of this guy's for a very long time, Mr. Martin Scorsese. Scorsese. He's putting out his movie Killers of the Flower Moon, and while I'm in a bum mood, I'm just trying to listen to him and see what he has to say about art, about the craft, about directing, about storytelling, and I think he has some good words for myself while I make my movie, and I'm definitely listening. I'm definitely writing this down. I'm taking notes from the guy. This guy's in his 70s and 80s, and he's still making incredible motion pictures. Like, just the guy's a legend. The guy's a for real legend. So here's Scorsese talking about the future of movies.
Ideally, it's stories that deserve to be told, but also with an aesthetic or an artistic, how should I put it? The aesthetics of it should enhance the journalistic idea, let's say. Or there's a certain kind of film that's made that is very important. But aesthetically, I'm interested in seeing if we could push the form to have both. The aesthetics, the art, and the information. The important, so to speak, content of the picture. And I don't mean content the way they use content now, which is, eat it up, throw it away. I mean the actual what the film is saying. Because no matter what the political situation is that you show, it also involves primarily who we are as human beings. It's the human nature that's got to be explored. That's all. Don't let the message of the story take you out of it. It's really in ourselves, too, that we have to examine it. And that's why I hope films like this could make us think that way.
The story is in ourselves, is what he's saying. Just an interesting thing. Anytime he's speaking, he's really just promoting his movie. But when it comes down to it, he's been a guy making movies for decades and decades and going through different life experiences. Martin Scorsese grew up on the mean streets of New York City. This guy's been places. This guy was almost in a life of crime. All of his movies of crime bosses and mob bosses, they're like familiar. Those are familiar characters that he grew up around. So he could have gone a different path completely. And I'm sure he's gone through some tough things. I'm sure he's gone through a lot of heartbreaking things. And he's a guy who's put his soul, his heart and soul, and his life experience into his movies. Not too many people do that. Sometimes you might get like this like wild fantasy, and the director might have some like super personal connection. It's really just a story about him and his daughter, but it's like a Star Wars movie or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always, sometimes directors try to make a weird, not very easily connectable connection to their movie, even if it's like a hyper fantasy. Scorsese, he makes his movies based on his emotion, based on where he's at in his life, based on what he wants to see as an audience member. He's working in himself when he's working on a movie. That's my interpretation. And I've always been inspired by that. I've always been inspired by that type of an approach to making things. I've sort of so far in my creativity, I've sort of taken the autobiographical approach, in where I just document what's happening in my life, and I'm blunt about it being real life. I've only tried to put my emotions into images of a handful of times, and I have criticism of my own work, and that style of me putting my emotions into images, it's evolving into Magic Mushroom Fun Time. It's evolving with animation, it's evolving with AI, it's evolving with new technology. And there's a conversation Scorsese was having. I'll read a quote here. He was in a conversation with another director Edgar Wright. He did Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He did all those. He did At World's End. He did Hot Fuzz. He did Shaun of the Dead. So Edgar Wright is asking Scorsese about like Scorsese being like this spokesperson for cinema, because in the last few years, Scorsese has been on the edge of controversy when it comes to pop culture, because he says that Marvel movies aren't cinema. the superhero movies are not cinema. And now here I am, I literally grew up on Batman. The movie that made me want to make movies was The Dark Knight. And I'm inspired by Iron Man. I'm inspired by Favreau. I'm inspired by Nolan. I'm inspired by the Avengers. Like, to have a cinematic event like the Avengers, that's incredible to me. Like, I grew up in a very loud, a very unique time in pop culture where people were waiting for the build-up within this cinematic world. And here's this cinematic legend saying that that's not really cinema. And people have been upset about that. And his words have evolved. His words have changed. And originally, when it came to him saying Marvel is not cinema, that was interpreted as him being an old man, cranky old man. Scorsese, he thinks the Marvel movies aren't motion pictures. They're not how they used to make them. And people would just like judge him. And some people would say that he might have a right to his opinion. Other people might say he's just wrong with his opinion. But here he's talking to Edgar Wright. And when it comes to the future of movies, like, we are in a future of films. And Scorsese is willing to say that maybe it's the superhero movies and the big franchises that are a big part of the future of cinema. But here he says, I honestly think it's thrown back now with all of you. And I really mean this. I don't know where cinema is going to go. Why does it have to be the same as it was for the past 90 to 100 years? It doesn't. Do we prefer films from the last 90 to 100 years? I do, but I'm old. Younger people are going to see the world around them in a different way. You're going to see it fragmented. What does one shot mean now? I don't know anymore. I don't think it means anything. You all are in the process of a period of reinventing it. It's quite an extraordinary time, and a lot of it has to do with the technology. So Scorsese is willing to open up to technology and say that there are different perspectives. And I support that. Like, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm inspired by him saying reinvention, because any other old person might say it's dying. Any other old person will say it's not how it used to be. Him saying Marvel movies aren't cinema doesn't have to mean that, like, doesn't have to be some weird definition of a movie, That's just his criticism of, like, corporate Hollywood. The Marvel movies are just peak corporate. And the real sadness is the lack of these, like, dramas, these, like, smaller dramas that have sort of left the theater. And so in the past, it used to be those smaller dramas that got you thinking about a certain idea. But now, like, what is that? Is it social media? You're not really going to the movies for a documentary anymore. You're watching a documentary on some sort of streaming platform, When it comes to, like, what's a documentary that made a big splash, what was it? Whiplash or Blackfish, the SeaWorld documentary, If it wasn't for that doc being on Netflix, I'm not sure if anyone would have seen it in the theater. It went viral. Information went viral because of a documentary on a certain platform. And there's an opportunity for the younger generation to take these platforms and to take the art form of gathering images, like, what is cinema? I don't know. But there is some sort of an art form in gathering moving images. And we need to reinvent it. What does it mean to be cinematic? What does it mean to be viral? What does it mean to be funny? What does it mean to be dramatic? What does it mean to be a movie? What does it mean to be a TV show? Like, what is it? What are these things? There used to be really clear lines, and now there just aren't. And I've chosen to take the path of just having fun in my own world. I want to create my own world. I'm doing my own thing. I'm trying to use AI to make my movies. And I'm trying to just do my own thing with the podcast of building my name. And I want to be a podcaster who makes movies. A podcaster who makes movies. Does that sound cool? What if a podcaster made something? Would that be interesting to you as an audience member? And I just want to share some of the images. So I started off, if you're watching the video, I got these images, the drawings right in front of me. These are some of the original concept art that I wrote for it. And I've been going through a process of translation. I've put these images into Midjourney, and I've been splicing them up and working with Midjourney into creating a certain style that I can use for the videos or for sections of the video, of the short film. And I'll just pull up a couple now. So we got this mushroom up here. You know, I'm interested in the anime aesthetic. I'm interested in having something like this. I want there to be something whimsical about it. You know, this Magic Mushroom Fun Time is like Fantasia meets Marvel. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. It might be 10 minutes. But this is going to be one of the only short films that has real narrative to it. That's using AI. There's going to be a real forward progression. And I think that will be unique to the Twitter sphere. And it'll be unique for the AI world too, because I'm going to be coming in with some live action elements as well. I'm going to be filming some live action shots for it. And what's happening is I'm taking a song from a value for value platform. Value for value is like that's like the main model that I like. So I want to engage with artists with value for value whichever which way I can. Pretty much just meaning like I want the audience to decide the value, and I want to be in a more authentic system of the artist owning their value, really owning their work. So I got the song off Wave Lake that I like. I don't want to share it yet, but I got the song off Wave Lake, and I think there's a real love story in it, and I think it can be fantastical. I think it feels like it could be in like a Fantasia movie. So these images are being translated from original drawings, and I'm trying to match them up and expand them and extrapolate them in hopes of wrapping them around the song. And I'm trying to tell this love story and the psychedelic love story that comes with me being on mushrooms, because when it comes to ingesting psilocybin for me, and now this is like me getting into like my personal like drug habits, I just want to express how I feel, and there's so much love when I'm on mushrooms. There's so much understanding. There's like you really feel like Earth is moving forward. You feel like your life is moving forward. Or I mean, and if it's not, like you feel like it can be, it will be, like you're faced with that sort of decision. And so I want that's why I want this film to feel like you're really moving towards something. You're moving towards a bigger world, a bigger story, more characters, you know. I got this portal up here. This portal is going to be really cool. Now, I want it to feel cosmic. And there's going to be mixes of anime imagery along with realistic, like realism imagery, along with like normal imagery, just normal me filming myself at the park imagery. And I think that'll be interesting because I'm so bored of all the AI videos online. I'm so freaking bored with all of them. And I really just want there to be something interesting. Like, I just want someone to make something interesting. Like, can anyone just make a movie? Can anyone just tell a story? Like, no one knows how to tell a story. There's literally zero storytelling happening on the internet. Very few. Very few. You know who knows how to tell a good story? Mr. Beast knows how to tell a good story. And I'm not joking around, dude. Like, Mr. Beast is a level of excellence on the internet. He's really telling a story with his videos. It might just be silly. You might think it's silly, like just blowing cars up and giving money away. But there's a real storytelling, keeping the audience engaged, keeping the eye engaged. There's a real skill to that. And the internet keeping people engaged is one side of the spectrum, and cinema keeping the person engaged is another side. And Scorsese talks about this reinvention, this combination of information and personal viewpoint and artistic expression, and just allowing the medium to speak. the reason why we value humans is because they have something to say with their face and their eyes and their mouth and their posture. They have something to say with the way they create beats. Humans have something to say. And there's got to be a short film that just like that says that that's okay. Like we got to tap into that somehow. We need to tap into that. And I want to share, what else do I want to share? This is cool. This one's like a musical note one, like dancing musical notes in space, in the stars. You know, there's not very heavy definitions on these images. I want it to be interpretive. So I'm really just trying to just be loose. I'm trying to just be loose with what I'm looking for with these images, because I have faith that this short film will essentially make itself. All I need to do is get enough material. That's my viewpoint on this project right now. If I just get enough material, I have the song, I have the emotion, I know what I'm trying to do. I know the emotion that I'm trying to move towards. And if I can just get that material all there, then that is the main base that I need to cover, and it's gonna be fine. You know, like I'm learning something through this. Like this is Magic Mushroom Fun Time is me learning. This is me learning about an aspect of filmmaking, about an aspect of life. I don't know what it is yet, but I do think it's interesting that I'm just going through the shit while I'm trying to make something interesting. Here's this last image I want to share of this anime. I got these images from this one Twitter account called like Retro Anime, and I had Midjourney describe these like shots and pretty much just recreated its own version of a close-up of an eye. And so I'm interested in having the portal. I'm interested in having the portal be some sort of a pathway through the eye. Do you sort of see what I mean here? Like I'm trying to blend these things together. I'm trying to match up these things. I'm not sure if it's going to work. It might work. It might not work. It might be lame. But I have faith that that emotion will be felt. Like I really believe that my presence will be felt with this short film. So that's why I'm trying to do more video with the podcast. I'm just trying to expand myself while I'm in a time of crisis. I'm not trying to curl up. I'm trying to expand. You know, it's never good to curl up. You know, I already went through the process of going through trauma and curling up. You know, I don't want that. That led to me being alone. It led to me just being in my head. And I don't want to be in my head. I'm just looking for my people. I'm looking for my tribe. I'm looking for like the group, you know. I'm looking for the community, man. Looking for the community, and this short film will bring me there. This short film will bring me there, and like whatever I need, you know, whatever value I need, whatever money I need, whatever community I need. Like I'm just confident that making short films like this, making movies like this, and making podcasts, you know, these two things can feed into each other. You know, that's the real reason why you're listening to America Plus, because I want the podcast to feed into the innovation. Like, I'm not just trying to do a mindless, just like interview thing. I'm not trying to be like Joe Rogan. I'm really trying to speak to people who are innovating, who are doing something new, because I'm doing something new. I think I'm cool. I think what I'm doing is interesting. Like, I just want to talk to more people like myself. Maybe not people who think like me, but people who just like vibe like me, man. Like, I just want that. I need that. And, you know, just like the car getting broken into, I really just feel like I'm a little down to the dumps. So I'm just looking for my people, man. I need this thing. Like, I'm everywhere right now. I feel like my emotions are everywhere. I'm trying to focus on the short film, but no one else is into this AI stuff. No one else is really into it. Maybe they are, and I'm just blind to it. Maybe I'm just in my head right now. I tried doing a workout earlier. It was a fine workout, but you know, there's still I'm just like worried. I'm doing my best not to worry. I'm doing my best to just pray and strategize. Just keep moving. Keep keep doing what I can do and keep having faith that as I move forward with what I need to do, with what I must do, then whatever needs to happen will happen. Whatever transportation I need will be there. Whatever money I need will be there. Like, I'm really just trying to move through this, man. And I'm just looking at these eyes. I'm just looking at these anime eyes, and there's just something deeper going on here. There's a deeper world that I can tap into with these magic mushrooms. Magic Mushroom Fun Time is a bridge to a whole new realm. Like, I feel that in my bones. I feel it in my bones. Like, I'm going to be able to talk to someone. I'm going to be able to connect with something. Like, there's like something's going to break. Something's going to give, like I just feel like this is like a little domino that I can push, if I can build this up, like this is the domino that can start something. Like, I just feel that. I feel it, I said the same thing for the break-in 3 years ago. So take that as you may. But yeah, that's my short film, Magic Mushroom Fun Time. It's all going to build up into Purple Man Chicken. Oh, by the way, Purple Man Chicken, you don't forget that. That's the Marvel part of the short film. Purple Man Chicken is going to be insane. And it's going to be fun. Like, I just want it to be fun. It's going to be very interesting. The most interesting short film you've seen in a while, most likely. Yeah, man. So I think it's going to be valuable. I think it's going to be very valuable. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you see any value in it. Because, folks, America, we're going to head on into the value for value, the boost section of the show. Value for value, I was talking about it earlier. This is where I give you, the audience, the opportunity to decide the value of the show. It's a new model that's been spearheaded by the inventor of podcasting. His name's Adam Curry. And I'm just trying to follow in his footsteps because he's a very successful guy who's just been doing his podcast, and he's been being able to live a life. He's been able to live a life through value for value, and that's coming directly from the audience. There's 3 specific avenues that an audience member can show me the value of the show. It's time, talent, and treasure. Time is just by listening. Continue to listening. Share this with your friends. Share the link. Share the video. Retweet me. Repost it. Give me your best advice, whatever you want to do. Just engage with me in that way. Give me some of your time. Thank you for giving me any of your time. I try to be authentic with my time. That's really all I can say about that. Talent, if you want to help me out, I'm trying to understand more AI things. If you want to give me your talents with car manufacturing or car knowledge, car ignition knowledge, please give me that knowledge. If you can walk me through fixing my car, that'd be phenomenal. Other talents include knowing how to use the AI. There's so many little like stable diffusions. There's so many like technical things that I need to learn. I'm looking for a technical person that can help me be more technical with building the AI images, because I think that's a real skill that I should be developing. And treasure. Treasure is obviously money. I got a PayPal and I'm on Fountain. Oh, by the way,
go to value4value.info for more info, then download the Fountain.fm app. It's the best way to support the show.
Go to value4value.info if you just want a good breakdown of what the system is, what I'm trying to do it for. It's no bigger system. Like, it's just me. It's just value. Like, I'm trying to produce value, and you're able to show me the value. That's all that really is. Pay what you want. And then download Fountain if you want to be a part of the real value for value community. I prefer Bitcoin. You're able to send me Bitcoin on Fountain. That's one of my main ways. So PayPal. So send me money through PayPal or Fountain. Bitcoin through Fountain. Those are the best ways, honestly. Last week was number 90. I was in Mexico. I was able to interview my family, talk to my sister, one of my sisters, talk to my nephew, talk to my father. We talked about the cancer, talked about what's going on in our lives. Last week was a really good episode. I felt like I was really able to tap into something healthy. I feel like there needs to be just more healthy narratives around family. So last week, just being able to talk to my girlfriend too, it was just a fun little smorgasbord of conversations of what my life is like on vacay. And we got a few people who wanted to chime in and support the show. A couple guys here. The first one comes from at Joel W. He sends in three messages, 3 boostograms on Fountain. They're all Satchel of Richards, all 1,111 sats. First one says he's commenting on me and my girl Shan. We were talking about value for value, and we said we had a little comment. Shannon's asleep. Shannon had a little comment. She loves dogs. We were talking about dogs, and one of us said doggy for doggy instead of value for value. So Joel's commenting on this one. He goes, doggy for doggy, favor for favor. Y'all some dirty birdies. That weird emoji. Love it. Next one from Joel. He says, Pop sounds like a real solid dude. And since he is open to food as a medicine, this is a site that may find useful. And then he sends me some nice website for some good diet info. Thank you, Joel, for that. My father's one of the most solid dudes around. Like, he's really here's my father. My father worked in Las Vegas in the 90s. Do you understand what that means? He worked for the garbage company in Las Vegas in the 90s. Do you know what that means? That's all I want to say about that. And then the last one from Joel. He says, guilt boost for Pops. Fuck cancer. Yes, sir.
Boost.
Boosting is loving.
Fuck cancer, dude. Next one comes from my friend at Mere Mortals, Kyron Down from the Down Under. What up, Kyron? Co-host of the Mere Mortals podcast. Go listen to Mere Mortals. He sends in, the first one says, it's a Rodux 2,222 sats. He says, sending in dog money. Try to get some huskies in there as well. Okay, dude, okay.
It's basically, you put Bitcoin with anything, and all of a sudden, that is more efficient.
I think huskies are cute. I went for a walk before I hit record today, and there's this. I made friends with this dog around the corner from my apartment named Bolt. He's like a really cute little golden. He's like a golden retriever mixed with corgi. It's a very interesting mix. Retriever mixed with corgi. Very short legs, very cute face, and he's just one of my best friends right now, and he made me happier today. So shout out to Bolt. Shout out to dogs. And then the last one from Kyron Down, he sends in 4,321 sats. He says, I really want to encourage you to keep doing interviews, Cole. You've got a natural talent for it. People seem really comfortable around you. P.S. Your family is wonderful, and your dad rocks. He's a smart cookie. Thank you, Kyron. I think so too.
Boostar.
Thank you so much, Kyron.
Boosting is loving.
Yeah, my family's legit. I will keep interviewing. That's why I don't want to do the interviews once a month. I want to do the interviews as frequently as possible. So hopefully I'll be talking to more artists in the coming weeks. Honestly, guys, I really expected to have an interview, but it's okay. I really just need to move forward from that. I was sort of down on myself, and then my car got broken into, and then I was like, you know what, Cole, just fuck it. Just calm down. People will forgive you for not talking to a person. It's going to be fine, Cole. Sometimes I put too much pressure on myself when I do this podcast because I just want to stay true to my word, and I want to bring value, and I want to do my very, 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 very best all the time. So the fact that a week comes by me and I'm in a mood that makes me not be able to be my best, and I'm trying to just be my best still, it's just a lesson. There's some lesson here, right? There's some lesson here. But regardless, thank you to all those who saw the value in the show last week. This is value for value, man. Value for freaking value. If you don't know what it is, get educated on it. Freaking Google it, okay? It's important. It's a better system for artists, a better system for podcasters and creators, musicians. Value for value is straight up the foundation of the future of making content online, man. It is. It is. And I'm trying to build myself up with that. So if you vibe, you vibe. Come on in and engage with me. I would love to hear your voice. And with that, guys, I really don't got nothing else to say. I just wanted to focus on that. I hope you think my short film might be interesting. I hope you got something out of Martin Scorsese. You know, the guy is smart. The guy knows what he's talking about. I take notes. Hopefully I can speak to him one day about what I want to accomplish with film. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. You know, on the list of people that I want to work with, I just want to work with all the legends. I want to work with Ben Affleck. I want to work with Ben Cruz. I want to work with Tom Cruise. I want to work with Brad Pitt. I want to work with all these people, dude, who know how to make good films, quality films. And I want to bring that, like, I feel like I can bring something else. I can bring a new side to it, a new angle to it. And so hopefully people see that angle. People see this vibe with Magic Mushroom Fun Time. And I have faith in it. I have faith in God to bring me forward through that. And it's really my faith that's going to bring me forward through this stress and this trauma, just trying to move through this. I'm just thankful for God. I'm thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for being... I'm thankful for having an avenue to express myself in a healthy way. Thank you for the podcast. Like, I'm grateful right now. I'm grateful that I have these things in front of me and these images and this opportunity. So if you vibe with that, if you want to be a part of that, consider donating, consider sending in some value, and tune in next week. That's America Plus, bitch. Stay free.